The hypocrisy of the Liberal government is absolutely outstanding. That is to say, that after these tariff threats have come in and the public opinion has massively shifted in support of cross provincial trade, the government now says that we need an east to west, west to east oil pipeline. Wherever, however, in the past decade under the Liberal Party's leadership, the government of Justin Trudeau has been firmly against building any cross country pipelines and have actually amounted to canceling pipelines in this country and have made it increasingly difficult for companies in the oil sector to create new opportunities across Canada, and making sure by doing so they have made sure that their reliance on selling to the Americans is continued. And that can be solely attributed to the Justin Trudeau government. And I would have to say that this switch around by them and the Liberal Party as a whole has been quite funny and has shown the real hypocrisy that this government lives through. They don't have any solid politics and policy. They always just try to signal instead of actually moving through with plans. And that's what they're good at. So it's evident what the policy has been for the past decade. But if I might need to remind you, the current climate minister or minister of the environment is that man who goes by the name Stephen Gibraltar or something like that. He's a climate terrorist, okay? He used to go into protests with Greenpeace and climb up onto like the CN Tower and, do other acts of public disturbance in a way that would be detrimental to the public safety as well as illegal. And in doing so, he was making he was being an extremist, okay? He was advocating to like cancel oil, cancel like the natural resource industry and go full green into the solar panels and all that stuff, typical green liberal. But that's who Trudeau's, Minister of the Environment was and is to this time. So now the major switch up is just outstanding, and it is a wake up call. I mean, it is warranted that we start to talk about these pipelines, so at least we're talking about it now. But where were we the last 10 years? We needed these issues to be solved before the buck hit us, But instead, we let things get so bad, and then once we were hit with something so outstandingly bad like the American tariff threat, then we woke up. We're too reactive in this country. There needs to be a culture of proactiveness to deal with issues that can and will become problems in the future. It's like so many things that were, just to give you an example, the new fighter planes that the Canadians bought, the federal government bought from, I think it was, let's see actually. Was it the F-16? There we go. So the Canadian government is buying 16, or actually more than 16, but is buying new F-35 planes from the Americans. And the outstanding thing about this is that the Harper government, almost a decade ago, was also about to go ahead and do the same thing. But instead of doing that, they were, shut down by the liberals at the time due to a great amount of public pressure that the liberals created. And what many saw to be a good decision by the Harper government at the time to, prepare the country in terms of defense was basically brought down by these very liberals. And now 10 years later, they're making the same decision. It seems that they just upend things for their own political gain and to signal to other people that they are somehow very progressive, but then end up doing the same decisions that previous governments were going to do, but they end up doing it now instead because something very bad has happened or some big wake up call has come about. And it is just bad policy. It's bad governance. Here with the fighter planes, and now with the pipelines and with cross provincial trade and the economy as a whole. I'm just pointing this out at this time as we shouldn't be so reactive. We needed to be proactive, and for the future, we need to continue being proactive. So, hopefully, these tariff threats that have been coming from the United States will make us change the way we do things in this country and shift towards a sense of duty to act, not a sense of just to sit around and be pacifists and empathetic to what is needed and what needs to be done. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a wonderful day.